Hey web slingers, Mark here, and it is here. Spider-Man 2 is finally upon us, and I can tell you it is fantastic in every way. I'm a really big fan of the first one, really big fan of Miles Morales, and it is hard to believe that Insomniac has pulled it off and delivered in just about every way. I love it. It feels so good to be web slinging once again. And speaking of which, so the intro begins with you swinging across town to a boss fight with Mr. Sandman, and they do a really good job of starting you off slowly and reintroducing you to all the mechanics, like dodging, which I just did there. And it's good because sometimes, sequels will just throw you into a game without doing something like this. And I think they handled this really well. And plus, having a really, really good boss fight like this, just as like a prelude, it's so well done. It is so cool. I love to see them pull it off. It reminds me of God of War, the way you're fighting this huge, gigantic sort of colossus or titan. But anyway, let's get started here. It is really easy to sort of mix things up here and get hit. I got hit several times. It has been a long time since I've played a Spider-Man game, so getting back into dodge mode and hitting the shoulder buttons to grab things and throw them, it took me a minute. But you can see I'm falling down here, and if you do this, don't feel bad because this game gets going really quickly. But as you can see, you kind of pick up on it. And it starts to become familiar once again. Now, I'm going to go ahead and be quiet during the cutscene so you guys can see some of this.
Still angry after all these years, Marco? You should try yoga!
Okay, so now we're going to pick up here with Peter, and we're going to play catch up and do a couple things. Plus, they're also going to reintroduce us to some stuff. And in this segment here, you really all you're going to do is squeeze R2, press forward, and they're reminding us how to sprint while we're on the ground. Now, it's interesting because as you play through this, they also will sort of introduce how you're going to be playing as both superheroes, which is a really good, I think it's a really smart change too. It's funny with the Sandman, developers keep bringing him back into the games, and every time I've reached a point where I'm like, I don't know, how are they going to make it interesting? And he's totally interesting in this game. They made it fun. They totally pulled it off. Now for the Sand Minions, this is how we're going to introduce. They're basically dummies for us to beat up, right? And it's a great idea to use sand minions as dummies. But as we go through and we smack these, the fighting will become familiar, mostly hitting the square button. But keep an eye out for the spider sense again. You can see I'm totally getting beaten up, but that's okay. That's all right. It's been a minute since I've played a Spider-Man game, but as you hit the circle button, as you dodge, eventually you'll get to another cutscene here. If you're claustrophobic, it might make you choke a little bit. Now, there is Spider Barrage. This is another power that you can use. So, attacks and defending, that is the stuff that's going to charge up our abilities once again. But you got to keep an eye on the spider sense so you know when to dodge. But it's a good idea to grab stuff in the environment and sort of hold L1 and R1 and swing things around. You got to also avoid the Sandman's breath here. It's pretty bad. If you look in the environment, they seem to have put a bunch of stuff there for us to grab. And then once your meter's been filled up, you can hit L1 and square, and you can do the Spider Barrage once again. Just like that. It's a lifesaver if you're getting attacked by a bunch of the minions. And eventually, though, you will reach a certain point where he's going to grab you. This is a cool cutscene.
Sandman!
I always hated that name.
I know you're angry at me!
This has nothing to do with you. Leave me alone!
I want to help you. But it's gonna hurt first.
Yes, dump the water on him. Oh, such a good scene.
Guess he wasn't happy to reconnect. Yeah, he's not really the nostalgic type.
Let me go.
And here we go. So now we're going to pick up as Miles. And I think Miles is, he's slightly more fun to play. He's just, I like his abilities, and he seems a little more agile. But they're both really, really fun to play as. But the electrical ability is so cool. So once again, sort of keep your eye on the prompts, but you're going to want to get back out there, and he's running, so let's go chase him. We're going to go end him, but there's something cool coming up. Something really fun that Spider-Man 2 introduces. But first, we got to take him down one more time. So see where it says R1, so we're going to shoot the web. Don't do what I do here. Don't hold R1. You want to tap it. Somehow I'd forgotten that you tap it like a machine gun. Tap, 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 tap. And we're going to web him in the face. You're going to hit triangle. And then there's one more prompt, which is right here. You got to rapidly press the square button. So if you miss that, don't feel bad. I feel like it is very easy to misinterpret what they want you to do there. But don't forget to keep an eye out for the spider sense tingling so you can dodge. Oh, I could have swore I nailed it that time, and I did not. So let's give it a shot again. Let's sort of work our way back up. And then we're going to start tapping R1, triangle, and then get ready to tap the square button. And it's a pretty good challenge. I mean, there's so much going on with the traversal and the prompts. I mean, you're trying to nail everything, and there's windows to this. And if you don't get the button press within a window, you're in trouble. But it's really fun. It's really great.
You okay? I'm working on it.
All right, we're back in action.
That easy. Time for Genki to work his magic. Genki, you there? Nuts.
So we're doing the same thing again. We're gonna tap R1, then we're gonna hit triangle, and then we're gonna get ready to tap the square button. If it prompts for it. And you can see there's projectiles up here, so grab the shoulder buttons, throw it at him, tap R1, hit triangle, and there you go. You start pounding on the square button. And you have to do this a couple times, and then Peter will throw in the water, and that's where we're going to shove some electricity right into his face. Ah, so good.
Guys, the water tank on the Matheson building should do the trick.
But
we're talking
it is
10,000
not
gallons
over.
here. Got it. Thanks, Genki.
Should have stayed away, spiders.
So as we run up the side of the window here, or up the side of the building, we're going to hit the circle button to dodge, and we're going to keep running all the way up. Moving left and right does help. You should move to the right if he's using his left hand. But they also seem pretty generous with the protection you get from the damage.
Spider-Man?
Uh-oh.
I just wanted to live normal, like everyone else.
This isn't the way, Marco.
For a guy like me, there is no other way.
Now we get a chance to try Venom Punch. This is Miles Morales' abilities, and it's gonna be the same thing where we're hitting square and circle and dodging and looking for something in the environment. And also, don't forget to heal too. You press down on the D-pad just like the first game, and you can heal yourself. Heal yourself. Now, if you look over, you can see you press L1, R1. That will grab something in the environment. It will also give you a heads up to where you can dodge and swing around and up. Triangle is your friend for sure in these environments too, because you can pick them up, you can pull them towards you or pull yourself towards them. And also holding the square button, that'll also pop them up into the air. Combat just feels so good. It feels so good to be back in playing this again.
Stay inside! Guess he's busy. Gonna be a long day if we don't get that water tank. Moving, Miles.
I just wanted a regular life.
You can still have one!
Now, once we crawl through the environment here, it's cool how they have introduced so many gameplay elements mashed in between these awesome cutscenes. Just love it. Now, the finishers are also back. So usually it's going to be like hitting triangle or circle together, and that uses up one of your uses up focus to use that. But you build up focus just by attacking, dodging, doing the normal things that you do in Spider-Man. And so we're going to hit the shoulder buttons, smash these guys.
Ma, everything okay? How much speed?
I know. You're on every channel. I'm heading downtown to help coordinate resources and supplies. Is Genki covering for you at school?
He is. But I got this meeting with my counselor later, and the principal thinks that I'm...
Listen, I can talk to your principal, but New York needs you right now.
coolest mom ever.
And please, be careful. Te quiero, mijo.
Like Ma said, can't let New York down.
You can tell the combat is starting to click once again. I'm getting really comfortable with it. There's Peter, so let's go ahead and try and catch up to Peter.
Wish I could just write about this for my essay. I'd get into any college I wanted. Or Spiderman would. Right. Brainstorm later, Mouse. Focus. How's it going, Spider-Man? Almost there. Water tank's ours. Actually, it's his now.
There. Now the water tower is available. Hit the triangle button, and the cutscene will take over. This is one of the final cutscenes, at least for this fight.
Let's give him a drink instead. Did we do it? Nope. Break out the new toys! The suit's last software patch wasn't stable, but here goes nothing!
And this is where they introduce web wings, which is it is so much fun, and it feels different from other games that have had this sort of mechanic. It feels better. Like in Far Cry, it was there, but this feels a little more agile. It feels like I have more control over it. It just overall feels really, really fun. I mean, not that it wasn't fun in Far Cry. It was definitely fun in Far Cry, but just here it just feels the best. So let's go ahead and work our way over to Sandman. And you move left and right. You're sort of dodging your way past these huge tornadoes or sand devils or whatever they may be. Sandstorms? That's probably what they are.
One and only. Any ideas? Yeah. Class is back in session.
And this is the final phase of this whole fight, this boss fight, this epic prologue. And now, it's easy to get stuck and I think focused on staying right here and taking out the minions. But once you take out a few, you can sort of, once you get a break in the action, you can sort of work your way towards the Sandman. So don't stick here, work your way towards the Sandman and get to the boss fight. I mean, that's the most fun part anyway, right? And so there he is, and he will continue to throw stuff. But let's go ahead and head over there. So you're going to be hitting the X button, squeezing R2, the circle button to dodge. You're going to be doing all these things to work your way to him. And if you don't dodge in time like that, it's just going to hit you back sort of towards the beginning. But they quickly throw you back in there. And we're going to be using the familiar mechanics that we used in the previous phases. The triangle button, and then a cutscene will take over after this. Go, Miles.
We good? We're good.
There we go. And that is such a good beginning to sort of show that they're a team. They're going to be working together for the most part. Such a fun intro. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. It does help me out quite a bit. Thanks for checking out my video.
I eat games. Yeah.